Hello, you're watching Oregon 3A basketball on TableRockSports.net. I know many of you might be tuning in to watch the varsity girls and their contest scheduled for 7 o'clock. Right now, we've got the finish of the boys JV2 game. And you can see, if you've watched the scoreboard and have been tuned in for a couple of minutes, it's been a pretty dramatic ball game. So just maybe if you call it a little bit of bonus coverage, we're letting you see the tail end of this game. But rest assured, I'm sure probably there will be about a 15-minute, maybe even as long as 20-minute warm-up period before we bring you the girls' game. But we are on hand and enjoy watching the finish of the younger players as they take the floor.
There'll be a few more. We'll just remember the time he made the last What did they call it? Keep calling timeout. It's finished already. My dinner's burned. But, oh well, if you drive by and the smoke alarm's going up, oh, what happened?
Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and business sponsors who make these live presentations possible. I am Jim McCoy, along with Kellen Klecker, Becca Miracle on the camera, coming to you live from the Cascade Christian Pavilion in Medford, Oregon, and we thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the Lithia Superstore pregame show as we get set for this matchup between a pair of top 10 teams, the Pleasant Hill Billies and the Cascade Christian Challengers. We thank you for joining us on the web for live local sports coverage, TableRockSports.net. Welcome to our home and visiting fans watching today. Joe Brett is our executive producer. Our sponsors keep these events free for fans to enjoy. Please let them know you appreciate their support. Please help Table Rock Sports by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and thank you to the over 4,000 fans who already have. We're going to take a quick time out, then Kellen and I will be back. We'll talk a little bit about today's matchup and this graduate of Cascade Christian who was a part of 3 championship basketball teams. 2 championship, or was it 3 championship?
Yeah, well, if you count the COVID year, it'll be 3, but.
Okay, so the guy's got a lot of bling bling to show off. Anyway, we're going to take a quick time out. When we return, we'll visit with Kellen and get you set for tonight's contest coming up after these messages.
The things I like most about working at the Ashland Food Co-op is that it's a partner with RVTD's Employer Pass program. It makes it super easy for me to get to work and save a ton of money. I play a lot of musical instruments. I bought my own tuba when I started working at the co-op. Sometimes I'll bring it into work to play for like my coworkers and the customers. When I bring my tuba onto the bus with me, it definitely gets a lot of heads turned and people ask me, what's that thing? Why is it so big? RVTD is moving our community forward.
Don't miss the Start Something New sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Jump online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Speaking. Hang on here.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
We welcome you back to our pregame show with locations to serve you throughout Southern Oregon. Make Abby's Pizza your postgame stop. With a menu that covers all your family favorites, Abby's is an Oregon postgame tradition since the 60s. See you after the game at Abby's. Well, I'm right beside a guy who's probably put away a few slices in his lifetime. Again, played football and basketball at Cascade Christian, and during that time had an opportunity to be a part of a lot of championship teams. And I think this will give you an opportunity to speak to, or got a non-conference game going on tonight. And as we look at the records going in, the Billies, you go according to the OSAA power rankings. They're number 4 in the state at 16-4.
Yes.
The Challengers, best season in recent history, and they were pretty darn good last year.
Right.
But they're coming in at 13-4, and they're number 6 in the power rankings. A game like this is going to be a tough matchup. This is not going to be if the Challengers should win, it's not going to be an easy dub for them. At least we don't think. You can speak to a little bit, given your experience for playing Coach Morris on the boys' side basketball-wise, about the value of a matchup like this.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just a great opportunity for both teams to kind of get that battle test out of the way. Because, I mean, I don't know about other coaches, but me personally, if I was coaching a team, I would want to get at least as many games as I could in where I'm playing the top teams that I'm going to see at the state tournament around the state. So getting those games in is really valuable because it kind of gives you, okay, this is what we're going to see up in Coos Bay. So let's see what we can do here, see what we need to improve on, what we did well against these teams, and then kind of just build off of that.
Well, looking at the Billies, you took note of looking at their record so far this year. They're on quite a run right now.
Yeah, they're on a 10-game win streak, which is nuts. So they're definitely a team that's going to be up in Coos Bay this year, at least in my opinion.
Well, and it's interesting to look at the record in terms of some of the losses they've taken, of which they have 4 on the season. One of those came against a 4A school in Marist Catholic. Another came against Banks, another top-level 3A team. Then Coquille is also a very tough out.
Agreed.
We know a thing or two about them, having been in the same league with them, competing for a few years. So this team doing really well as far as the Challenger's concerned. The only losses they took during the month of January came against a couple of quality programs, losing to Amity back at the Salem Academy tournament.
If I'm thinking the same as it was a little while ago, I think they're the number 1 team in 3A.
Yes. Yeah, so they're right there, and then you take Henley, always a perennial powerhouse in the 4A.
Absolutely.
I think that's the good thing for the Challengers. Even if they've taken 4 losses along the way, they can say, hey, these have come against quality programs, and we competed well in those games. And I guess this will give me an opportunity to allow you to speak to a little bit. You played here for 4 years, just graduated last year, so you've watched the ascension of this girls basketball program at Cascade, and you've had a chance to visit a little bit. For a lot of people who don't know, you're currently attending freshman at Grand Canyon University, working with the women's basketball program as one of their managers and a practice player down there. So you've seen a lot of quality basketball team. What are some of the things that you like about this Challenger squad that maybe they might not have had in years gone by?
Right. I think that, it was a rough year for them last year, a learning year for sure, but I would say just their willingness to get in the gym and get better each and every day. I mean, there wasn't a single day that they weren't in here right before us doing the same thing that we're doing, practicing, trying to better themselves and stuff like that. And I would say one of the biggest things that I see with them that just stands out is their willingness to communicate with each other and go pick each other up. I'd say it might not look as a big thing, like it's maybe you're not going to get recognition for it, but in the long run, if all 5 are on the same page, it's going to be really difficult for teams to stop.
Well, you mentioned that about things that don't show up on the stat sheet but are nonetheless valuable. It makes me think, a lot of people know that Izzy McCauley has scored over 1,000 points in her high school career.
Right.
Jordan Jones, 4-year starter here at Cascade, over 1,000 points in her career. But I look at a player like Grace McCauley, a junior on the team, and there'll be nights where, like last night, she didn't score any points, but she led the team in rebounds and is just one of those players that seems to have that specialty in doing the little things.
Right. Each team has to have somebody like that. And, I mean, in my opinion, you have your top players, but I don't believe that those players get the recognition that they deserve. I mean, you got them grinding down in the paint, trying to battle for the rebounds and stuff like that, and it's just something that not a lot of people focus their eyes on. A lot of people are focusing their eyes on who's scoring the most points, who's you know what I mean, who's making the most 3-pointers, stuff like that. So,
right.
I mean, just getting to be around the game a little more, especially this year at a higher level, is just you don't know how much those players mean to your team until they're gone, and it's a big presence loss when you don't have those kind of players there with you.
Well, I like the old saying that says how you do one thing is how you do everything.
I agree.
So if it's the type of thing where practice isn't glamorous, conditioning isn't glamorous, but it's critical in terms of success. Thinking about the time you put in running, things you're probably not going to do at practice. You're going to do you're obviously going to do some running around there, but just going in there, building that endurance, spending time in the weight room, those kind of things that kind of help you build that. But I think that's when, you have a championship caliber program. That's where those programs, they know.
Right. No, it's definitely being up at the higher levels definitely opened my eyes a little bit more to everything that's behind the scenes or not seen by the spectators as much.
Right.
So, the girls are in there running every day, and they don't like it, but at the same time they understand that it's going to help better themselves and make them a better team, not just individually, but as a team. So, I think that if the teams around Oregon start to understand, okay, this is the stuff that makes us better, I think it'll show a lot, and the team will stand out for sure.
Absolutely. Well, we're just about a moment away from the introduction of our starting lineups. This portion of our pregame show brought to you by Abby's Pizza. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back here on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it! Oh! Ah! Come on, ref! Open your eyes! Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
our national anthem. Stick around here. We're going to turn it over to the crowd mic and our public address announcer, Tim O'Sullivan, as he introduces the starting lineups for tonight's contest.
For tonight's girls varsity contest, first for the visiting Billies of Pleasant Hill High School, a 5'7" senior, number 2, Katie Dutton. A 5'6" sophomore, number 23, Carson Stapleton. A 5'9" senior, number 24, Brooke Weimer. A 5'10" senior, number 25, Trinity Hawkins. And a 5'8" sophomore, number 30, Anna Crawford. The head coach of the Billies is Paxton Miller. The assistant coach is Sam Garcia. Cascade fans, are you ready?
Well, there you have the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. The challengers in their home whites with purple numerals and gold trim. The Billies come out in their dark blue road uniforms with gold numerals and white trims. I like the color scheme on their uniforms. And Kellen, I think we have the makings of a barn burner here tonight.
I agree. Let's get it underway. I'm ready to go.
Hayes in the barn. Work's done. It's party time. Emma Coates will get ready to jump it up against number 30. That's Anna Crawford. Tip controlled by the Billies. Game underway as the Billies move from left to right from where we sit. Glad you could join us. Oregon 3A girls basketball action on TableRockSports.net. Firing from the corner. Shot a little bit long. Put back attempt. Won't go. We have a tie-up on the floor. Grace McCauley comes away with it. I like, Kellen, how the refs just kind of let that one play out.
I agree. I think that first possession is kind of where you kind of see where you're going to be the rest of the night. I mean, that first possession is definitely a hit. If you take the hit, it's going to be a good night for you. If you can't take the hit, it's going to be a long night.
McCauley with the basketball over on the left wing. She'll dump it in the low post. Jones will kick it out. Arce, her shot rattles out, but an offensive rebound by Grace McCauley. There she is doing the little things again. Her cousin Izzy with the ball, tried to feed it inside for Jones. And these girls have come out to play tonight, both sides. Ball's loose on the floor. Jones has it, tries to feed it, and it is taken away. There for Pleasant Hill is Trinity Hawkins. With the basketball out of backcourt, Carson Stapleton. And we'll have our first whistle of the game. That's going to go against Emma Coates. And for me, she's always probably the most aggressive defender on the team.
Agreed. I think she really does some of the dirty work, too, along with Grace. So,
well, she does that, and, she has learned and matured. Probably you can think of areas where when you were a younger player that you kind of wizened up. I think she has learned to channel that aggressiveness in a kind of a higher basketball IQ sort of way.
I agree.
McCauley with the basketball. Skip pass over for Arce. Coates, who has heated up recently, had a look there for a moment. Challengers going to take their time. There's 12 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Grace will go ahead and shoot from downtown. Her shot just a little bit short. Offensive rebound collected by Jones, and apparently she must have stepped out of bounds. Billy's with the ball, and there's that pressure in the backcourt, Kellen.
A press can give you a lot of problems.
And it has given their opposition. Well, it'd be interesting to see how the Billies handle that.
Agreed.
Because if they can, well, that, bodes well for them.
Right.
Hawkins with the inbound, gets it back. And ball tipped away in the backcourt, so there's those active hands by the challengers.
Oh, wow.
Oh, a little discussion there. And,
that was nuts.
And I take it you agree with the call.
I do.
Not that they let us vote on it.
Right.
Grace McCauley with the inbound. Give for Coates. Coates feeds it low post to Jones. Coates will pull up and shoot. Looked like somebody got a hand on it defensively. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by the challengers. So we're 2 minutes in. No score.
That's nuts. It might be a defensive game today.
It could very well be. And it's really interesting as I look at it in terms of their scores that they've put up, and I look at the players on their roster. It looks like this is a very good matchup for both teams.
Oh, wow.
Hawkins ends up missing the bunny there around the hoop, but Billy's
offensive rebounds.
They collect, and then now shooting and getting the Boston bounce. Anna Crawford gives the Billies their first bucket of the ball game.
Yeah, those offensive rebounds really can punish you as a team. If you can't rebound and the offense gets the ball, there's a really likely chance that they're going to get the second chance.
And there from downtown, Emma Coates.
She's got a good shot.
Well, she scored 16 against Lakeview on Wednesday. Then last night dropped 13 as the Challengers defeated the Bruins here at home. Meanwhile, get behind the defense. Coming away with the rebound off the miss is Grace McCauley, now driving the paint. Isabel McCauley, Challengers' leading scorer. I haven't seen an update lately, but at one point in the season, she was in the top 10 of girls basketball, regardless of classification, at 20 and a half a game.
Wow.
Jordan Jones off the window for two. You and I can both remember a day when Jones really carried this team.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's kind of cool that now that the Challengers are able to spread that wealth around.
I agree. It was definitely her team at one point.
Meanwhile, moving with the basketball is Carson Stapleton. Feed down low, move to the hoop. And Hawkins makes the Challengers pay by slipping behind the defense. Timeout called on the floor. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so this is an opportunity to remind you to check out the new sports voice in Southern Oregon, the Ace Sports Radio, AM 1300, FM 107.9, and streaming live at the acesportsradio.com, featuring 5 live NFL games a week. The Ace Sports Radio. So we got the Super Bowl coming up. Who do you got?
Oh, I'm gonna go along with I'm definitely a hater. I really want the Eagles to win. I can't stand the Chiefs.
I think probably if you were to do a map of support, you'd have this cluster around KC,
right,
where you have the Chiefs fans and everybody else in the country rooting for the Eagles.
I think the Eagles are America's team at this point.
And you know what? I don't even like them that much.
I don't either.
But you know what? I am a Saquon Barkley.
Me too.
And a Jalen Hurts guy.
I agree.
Driving to the hoop, Emma Coates. And I like how she's asserting herself a little bit more lately. You just can't focus on one person.
Right.
So Coates will go to the free throw line. Challengers lead by 1 with 3:58 left to go in the first quarter of play. First free throw attempt. I think she got a little bit of everything there.
I agree. Yeah, I could see it from here.
Next attempt on its way. But, if you got that soft touch, you can get the rolls.
Absolutely.
Second attempt, that one's good. And now I don't have to worry about the jinx, but this Challenger girls basketball team shoots well from the stripe.
Yeah, they do.
And you need that in the close one, which
absolutely.
Free
throws are a lot. They mean a lot.
Isabel McCauley coming out of backcourt, senior. She's got an opening, going to drive to the hoop there with the defense, Pleasant Hill. And that call is going to go against number 24. That's Brooke Weimer, 5'9" guard. Challengers with a 3-point lead. 3:40 to go in the first. First free throw attempt. Nothing but net. Checking into the Pleasant Hill lineup, number 22, that's Celeste Jones, 5'8" junior. She'll check into the ball game as Hawkins comes out. Billy's with 3 team fouls. Challengers with 1. Second free throw attempt. That one's good. The Challengers with a 5-point lead here early on. I don't think you can necessarily win games in the first quarter, but you could sure lose them, and the Challengers are helping themselves with a good early start.
Yes, they are.
Ball knocked away right there in front of the Challenger bench, and the Billies keep possession. Getting ready to take care of the inbound is Katie Dutton. She'll inbound for Jones. Jones with the basketball. There on the right wing is Dutton. Stapleton with it. She drives. Trio of Challengers there defensively. They'll try to feed it down into the low post, kick it out. Making a move is Stapleton. Her shot off the glass, no good, as we got deep in the clock.
Yeah, they did. We got down to 2 seconds left.
McCauley with the basketball. And what are you seeing early on with Izzy in this game?
I would like to see a little more ball movement, but at the same time, I can't tell you what's going on inside her head. So maybe she's thinking maybe she sees something that I don't.
Well, and I'm almost thinking I like how she's going to the rack.
Agreed. She's not missing that 3 either.
No, she's not. She had a pair of triples last night against Brookings Harbor.
You can't leave her open.
No. Jones with the basketball. Now they'll feed it over for Weimer. Trying to make a move there is Stapleton. They'll kick it out, and there with the near steal is Grace McCauley. Held ball. That's one of an old guy like me is learning, Kellen. Back in the day would say jump ball, because I actually played in the day where on a tie-up you did have a jump ball.
Right.
But now with it being chained, the possession arrow and alternating possession, it's like, well, it's a held ball now.
Yeah, that's weird. I wish they still did have the jump ball. That'd be neat.
Well, being 5'7" myself, I didn't miss it a whole lot. It's like I was 5'7", I was short, and I made up for it by having no vertical. 12-4 Challengers, 2:12 left to go in the first. Julia Brem, senior forward, getting ready to check into the ball game. Stapleton gonna kick it out. Dutton with the basketball. Now over on the far side wing. Stapleton, she tries a pass there in the direction of Weimer, and it ends up out of bounds. And a pair of Challenger reserves make their first appearance of the night. Sophomore Bryn Coppage, wearing number 2, and then also in the ball game is senior forward Julia Brem. And Bryn is starting to come into her own. Had 10 points off the Challenger bench last night. Kind of reminds me a little bit of some other guy I watched play for a few years.
Yes, for sure. She's definitely been working on her game.
Her shot a little bit short there. Jones not able to haul it in. Billy's come away with the rebound. And there we have Celeste Jones. Ball ends up out of bounds. It'll be Cascade Christian basketball. Well, your observations on the flow of the game so far?
Yeah, I think that it's been a Cascade Christian heavy game so far. I mean, I think that they're playing with more tempo and aggression than Pleasant Hill is. But, again, anything can happen at any given moment. And so I don't count Pleasant. I would never count Pleasant Hill out, especially in the first quarter.
Right. Challengers come away empty on that attempt.
Oh.
Well, I got to thinking as we've worked our way in the game, there's been at times where it's like, I don't think I've called a whole lot of Pleasant Hill names so far. And
right.
I think a lot of it has been, you can kind of tell that the offense runs through the likes of Stapleton, Weimer, and also in that mix is Dutton. But I just don't think that they've had the ball a whole heck of a lot, and that Challenger defense is doing its job in terms of flustering.
Right.
There, the defense does its work there. Jones outruns the posse, and she scores.
Yep. Fast break layups are going to kill Pleasant Hill in this game if they can't take care of the ball.
Challengers with pressure. Out of backcourt, Stapleton. Solis Jones with it. It bounces off long. And there's Izzy McCauley. McCauley out of backcourt. Her cousin
Great
Grace
pass.
with it. And couldn't quite get there in time. I think this is going to be
Cascade. They're going to give it to Cascade.
They're going to give it to Cascade.
Didn't look like that from up here, but.
No. But if you're a Cascade fan, you won't complain.
Exactly.
There with the inbound. Izzy McCauley with it. Bounce pass to Jones. Jones starts to work, slashes to the hoop.
Oh.
Little scoop shot there, and it's out of bounds. Pleasant Hill ball.
Yep. One thing that is nice with the higher level, being at the higher level, is we would try and get 2 for 1 right there, so what we call 2 for 1. So you would try and get a shot as quick as possible, and then Pleasant Hill would get the ball and the shot clock would still have to run, and then you would get the last shot. But
meanwhile, firing from downtown, the shot missed. Brem comes up with the rebound. Brooke Weimer there. And with 8.9 seconds left to go in the quarter, it looks like the Billies have it. They'll take care of the inbound underneath their own basket. Carson Stapleton. Stapleton, a sophomore, 5'6". They'll inbound, and there
go.
Grace McCauley.
Go.
Jones with
Throw it up.
And then she's going to try
she didn't see the clock, I don't think.
She lost the clock. Well, we've got 1 quarter of basketball in the book, and the Challenger lead is 10, 14-4. We'll take a timeout and be back with more here on TableRockSports.net.
To stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
Have it there, but...
Alrighty, we're getting ready to start the second quarter, and the Challengers lead by 10. Cascade, I think probably if you're, beside the score, we're probably to award 1 quarter to one team or the other. I'd say definitely this was the Challengers' quarter. But we got a lot of basketball left. You've been a part of games like this, and you know that that this is a quality program that Pleasant Hill has, and it's far from over.
Right. Yeah, you can never count one team out after the first quarter. There's still, what?
Let me see here.
24 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would never count a team out after 8 minutes of play.
No. Coates with the basketball. Gets it back on the touch from Brem. Emma to Morgan Samhammer, who's in the ball game. She had 6 off the Challenger bench last night. Arce tries to drive the baseline and work it to Coates. That's broken up by Pleasant Hill. Stapleton with the basketball, working against Coates. They'll work it back for Celeste Jones, guarded by Coppage. Ball tipped around. Jones feeds it over left side for Dutton. With the basketball, they're going to try to dump it inside. Dutton has it. And Morgan Samhammer there with the defense.
Looks like it's going to be Cascade ball.
Well, what I thought was interesting, Kellen, is that you look at it size-wise, these guys are pretty even. It's not like that there's this huge post player that the Billies can dump it into. Same deal for the Challengers.
It looks like Pleasant Hills without their 6'1" forward Cheyenne Green tonight. So,
yeah,
if she was here, that'd probably be a little different.
Yes, definitely. Meanwhile, on the floor, we have a tie-up. Alternating possession goes in the direction of the Billies. Checking back into the ball game is Trinity Hawkins. Also into the contest is Anna Crawford. Crawford at 5'8", Hawkins at 5'10", and you see the Challengers. They got several players, and I can remember a time when I used to think of the Challengers as kind of vertically challenged, but I think the return of Julia Brem to basketball has helped a little bit in that regard, and then we've got a couple really tall players coming up from the freshman ranks, like with Kinley Davis for the future.
Agreed.
So, we have definitely learned, I think this Challenger boys team this year, they've learned that in the absence of Austin Maurer and some of the guys like, a 7-footer can really help clean up a lot of messes.
Right.
But on the other hand, you can survive and be productive without height.
Absolutely. It's just a different type of basketball without somebody in the middle like that.
Coates with the basketball for Grace McCauley. Guard-to-guard exchange. Izzy on the drive, kicks it out for Coates. Swings it. Jones will fire from 3. Her shot a little bit long. I'm not sure that the Challengers are always getting the shot they want. Coates with the basketball, out of backcourt.
Good pass.
Yes. Brem.
That's a great look.
Yeah. And we have a whistle on the play against the Billies. Billies, they're scoring in the ball game. Crawford with 2 and Hawkins with 2. Challengers led by Emma Coates with 5 and Izzy McCauley with 5. Brem, free throw attempt. That's good. Brem, mostly known for her volleyball exploits over the year, playing for your dad.
Right. Yeah, she was a big part of my dad's team this year.
Middle blocker, if I recall.
Yes, you are correct.
Now, you want to talk a game that's a little bit out of my depth?
Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, not a whole lot as far as volleyball. That's where working with Mrs. Griffin.
Uh-huh.
Okay, when he said that, what does that mean or whatnot?
Yes.
She's studied it enough over the years.
Right.
Or every now and then maybe I'll hit up Caroline McMahon's mom.
There you go.
Or
Yes.
steal some pointers from your dad.
Absolutely.
Jones with the basketball. Challengers lead is 11. Coates or Jones. Coates will fire from the mid-range. Splat!
That was nothing but net.
She's got 7 on the game to lead all scorers. It has been a good week for the senior forward. Going the other way, Brooke Weimer with the basketball. Trying to offer a screen there for Pleasant Hill is Josie Dudley. And there the Challengers, ball tipped out of bounds, and it will be Cascade basketball. So the Challenger lineup for you, I think we're all starters except for Julia while Angelica rests. So you got Jones in there. A lot of multi-talented players, too. Jones can do just really a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. She can shoot it. She's definitely can play in the post, and she can shoot it from the mid-range, too. So,
and good handles, too.
Yep.
And then you look at that, I think Coates is another player that does a lot of things well. Obviously, Izzy does.
Right.
And, there's definitely some depth here that wasn't here in years earlier. Meanwhile, Brem tries to make a move to the hoop. Good defense there by the Billies. Going the other way. Weimer
that's
with
nice.
it.
That's a nice move. Brooke Weimer, that was nice.
She's got her first bucket of the ball game. Challenger lead is back to 11. Arce getting ready to check back in for the Challengers. Coates, you can tell she was thinking it there for a minute. She's going to let it fly now. The shot just a little
Good
bit
rebound,
short.
Grace. Oh.
Couldn't quite hold on to it, and there to take it away for
Good steal, Grace. Always stick with it. And that's going to be 2 points.
All right.
That's a great hustle play by Grace that just presented Izzy a layup.
Oh, man, I tell you what, you're getting your Tony Romo on here. And take that as a compliment. I know others might disagree.
Right.
As far as Tony goes, you saw it before it happened. Another steal by the Challengers. Coates up the floor. Izzy McCauley there. Again, good thinking there by Weimer to deny the easy basket.
Agreed. Great defense.
Arce checks back into the ball game. Also back in is Katie Dutton, the senior guard. Both these teams with a pretty good level of experience.
Good minutes. Those were good minutes by Grace McCauley.
Absolutely. Arce will inbound. She'll fire up high for Jones. Challengers lead is 13. 3:50 to go in the second. Coates, Jones. She'll drive, kicks it out for McCauley. And I'd be hard-pressed to argue with that one.
Nope, yeah, she ran right through her. Can't argue that call.
So on the player control foul, the Billies get it back. Well, you talk about the defense of the Challengers. We had Levi Ennis in here last night.
Right.
We're talking about how many games where the Challengers have kept the opposition south of 20 points for the game.
That's crazy. You don't see that a lot.
No, you don't.
Oh.
Well, how about that boys' game last night?
Yeah, that was fun to watch.
22-0 after one.
That was insane. I don't even think – actually, I don't know. Maybe it did happen when I was here.
I think it did once. But to say that it even happened once or twice is pretty amazing. Steal
Absolutely.
By McCauley up the floor.
There you
Coates.
go. That's a good ball.
Well, you know they say the value of teamwork is, you know you got good teamwork when people don't care who gets the credit.
Agreed.
Up the floor, Stapleton.
Oh, no.
Feed
She left wide open.
Hawkins. Her shot wide of the mark, but a foul called against Cascade Christian. That'll go against Izzy McCauley. That'll be her second of the ball game. 3:03 left to go in the first half. First free throw attempt by Hawkins, just over the rim and down. It's 21-7 as Bryn Coppage returns. Second attempt on its way. Off to the left. There's Jones with the rebound. Challengers lead is 14. Coppage down on the corner for Jones. Coppage, guard-to-guard exchange. Coates.
Give it back. Shoot it. Defense closed out really well. That was good defense by the Billies. Way to fly.
And there, good hustle defensively by Pleasant Hill. Brooke Weimer there. Now making moves, Stapleton. Dutton will fire her shot over the target. And there is Anna Crawford.
I would have thought that was a travel personally.
I think there were more than a couple other people in the gym that would have probably agreed with you on that one. And they'll call over and back on that. So the Challengers get the basketball back with 2:16 left to go in the first half. Directing traffic, Emma Coates. Coach Coley's got some range among his players out there.
Yes, he does.
Coppage, Jones. You see there Arce on the weak side, but Coates gets an open look. That was one in and out.
That's good inside-out basketball. That's a good look.
foul called. This will go against Cascade. That'll be their third team foul of the quarter. Morgan Samhammer will return as Julia Brem will take a breather. And Morgan, another one of those players that gives the challengers some physicality.
Yes, she definitely brings a physical presence to the floor, and that's good when you have players like Julia and Jordan that are out of the game.
Well, the thing about Morgan, she's braced BMX like her sister Sierra.
Right.
And they just got that lower body strength. Shot missed by Hawkins. Put back attempt by Crawford. They'll say it was last touched by the challengers. So with 1:36 left to go, and the shot clock reset, the Billies will have another go at it. They'll feed it, and Hawkins can't get it to go. There's just white shirts all around that hoop. They'll try to dump it inside, steal by Jones. Jones out of backcourt, Arce with it. She'll go hard
with
to the
left
hole.
hand. Love to see that.
Angelica Arce. I call her
like
the microwave. She gives you a lot of early points in the ball
does.
game from range.
Looks like Sienna Wilcox is getting ready to check in for the challengers.
Some good depth on this team this year.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Hawkins with it, and some invisible presence around that hoop just doesn't like her. She's had some good looks, some good shots that just won't stay down.
Right.
Jones with the basketball.
That's great ball.
Samhammer, 2.
It's a great look.
Morgan Samhammer, the sophomore, with her first bucket of the ball game. Yeah, her older sister, Sierra, part of the cycling team at Marion University. Coates with the basketball. And that'll come off, and there with the rebound is Dutton. Or Weimer. Working against Arce. And she ends up losing the handle on the basketball. It'll be Cascade Christian ball. And I don't know whether you knew this or not while you were going here, and I know you were in the same graduating class with Sierra, but that girl had hops.
Yeah, she did. She could really jump.
I think she had a vertical of around 40.
That's crazy.
And but
it's not often that you see that.
No. I'm sure that the coaches would have loved to have had her. Well, any coach in any program would have loved to have had her, and of course, she was able to make some noise out on the track with the hurdles.
She was.
Autumn Murray.
Yes, her and Autumn both.
Here, Billy's with the basketball. Shot goes up, and that will end the first half of play. We're at halftime, and the Challengers have a lead of 18 points. Your John L. Scott scoreboard showing us the Challengers 25 and the Billies 7. And we'll go ahead and take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report here on TableRockSports.net.
Carpet One has been serving Southern Oregon for 68 years.
And it's time to celebrate during our 68th anniversary sale.
Save on Southern Oregon's largest inventory of hardwood, waterproof flooring, carpet, laminate, and tile.
Plush carpet just $268 a square foot.
Laminate $168 a square foot.
Waterproof plank an incredible 68 cents a square foot.
Plus pay no interest for 12 full months. During the 68th anniversary sale at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
Don't miss the Start Something New sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Fast forward to town. No, never.
All right, welcome back to the Medford Parks and Recreation Halftime Report. Visit playmedford.com for the latest recreation guide. Check out all the sports leagues, classes, and special events that await you. Visit playmedford.com to learn more. Well, just observations from the first half. And I think I can. I did say before the game that I thought the Challengers might be a little bit of an underdog, right?
Right, yeah, you did. You just said that they were going to be a little bit of an underdog, and they obviously heard you and decided they wanted to prove you wrong tonight. But no, the Challengers have been playing really well, team basketball, making the right play for a teammate, and that's all you can ever ask for as a coach.
So what do you think's probably been kind of the secret sauce for the Challengers? You're to identify one thing is that this is what's making the difference in the game.
Their willingness to play together. You don't see that a whole lot. I mean, even with Izzy and Jordan, I would say the two highest scoring players on the team.
Right.
A lot of teams, they would just build their offense around them, only let them do their thing. And so I just think that when you have players like Jordan and Izzy who are willing to give up their bucket for another person, I think that's just something that's you can't coach that. So, I mean, it's really great to see that they're willing to do that for their teammates, and
Well, I remember a story from several years ago. The Utah Jazz back in the early 90s, back in the days of Karl Malone and John Stockton, they had Jeff Malone was a part of their backcourt for a while. And then they traded for the sharpshooter guy, kind of a combo guard, that actually got his start on the Phoenix Suns, Jeff Hornacek.
Yes.
The thing about Hornacek was he comes in, and the first thing he does going to Malone is like, where do you like the ball? He's talking to him about it's like, okay, when I'm dumping a pass to you, where do you want it?
Right.
In terms of height, in terms of place on the floor and that kind of thing. And they go, okay, we got a guy that's built a little different here as far as, he's thinking about the greater context of the team game. And I think what it does, you take some of the guys that don't ordinarily score a ton of points always, although Emma's leading the way today for the Challengers, but for the Emmas, for the Angelicas, for Bryn, who aren't a part of that big 1-2 punch of Jordan and Izzy, they know they got to be ready.
Yep.
And they'll get the opportunity, and they're not going to get yelled at for it.
Right.
Miss or make.
Exactly.
And they make a pretty fair amount of them. So
yes, they do.
That's pretty good there. I think as far as the Billies are concerned, I definitely see, where they've done you can tell they've done a pretty good job of really trying to keep Jones out of that middle, out of that low post where she can do those little baby hooks and those kind of things around the hoop and keep her out on the perimeter. The difficult part of it is where maybe slowing her down would have been enough in the past. It's like, oh, yeah, we got to worry about their guards.
Right.
So
see a little bit of Mr. Gritters in there in the knockout game.
Having some fun here out on the court at halftime. And, well, the boys were going to play Pleasant Hill today, and that game got canceled. But,
that would have been a great game.
I have a feeling that maybe the brain trust for both programs is like, we have a pretty good idea we're going to see in the playoffs.
Yep.
So we'd rather have that be our first.
There's a good chance they might see each other at the tournament. So
Right. It'll be cool this year to see if the Challengers, boys and girls, get in on that. Keep Coach Mack and I a little bit busier than we've been in years past.
Yes, absolutely.
So they're out there having some fun with it. Remember that our halftime report is brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. Visit playmedford.com. You can find out everything that's going on, including all the cool things that are going on at Rogue X these days.
Right.
So, well, that's cool now. Now swim meets,
moved to Rogue X.
Oh, yeah. And, we've got a pretty fair swim team this year.
Really?
We got some, right now, Miles Anderson is tearing it up on a number of events. Zach Fennell really coming along.
Yes.
Long-distance type of.
What does he do?
He does like the 500 free.
Okay.
So, you got to have some endurance to do that.
Right.
And then we've got some other guys. Isaac Janbay.
Okay.
And of course I remember his older sister, Jasmine,
right,
used to swim in high school. And then Josie Scaglione. If your name is Scaglione.
Yeah,
Although Caleb is not swimming this year.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't believe
That's
it.
crazy.
I couldn't believe it. Well, it's like you could at least be playing basketball.
Right.
Because you could probably use him as a defender off the bench.
Right, doing something, at least doing something.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break right now, and then we're going to get ready for the start of the second half. The Challengers with a 25-7 lead. Let's see what happens after the Billies spend some time in the halftime locker room, see what adjustments they might try to make, and then see what the Challengers have in store for the second half. We'll have that for you. We're going to take a quick timeout, and they'll be back with more here on TableRockSports.net.
I got a good, good feeling. Good, good feeling. Good, good feeling. Good, good feeling. So come on and make my day.
Call Twin Creeks Retirement today for more information.
Come on and make my day.
It's a home away from home, so it's nice having them down there with me.
Yeah. Okay, hang on here. Let's get this fired up.
All right, let's go, guys. 15 minutes. Get your stuff.
Bye, Mom.
Have a good day, guys. I don't know what happened.
Just next time, go a little slower and figure it out.
Okay, I get it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take the line.
Life is busy. Juggling everything can be overwhelming. We've all been there. So consumed with our own lives that we sometimes forget about what someone else might be going through.
Ref, come on! No, ref! There's no contact! I'm straight up! That is a terrible
So
goal.
keep it in perspective, because we're all hoping for the same thing, to be respected for who we are and what we do. Remember, no ref, no game. You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your.
All right, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. Medford Parks and Recreation Department supplying and sponsoring our halftime report. Challengers lead by 18. But after a few minutes of rest, it's always interesting to see what a team will come out with here in the second half.
Yep. Never count a team out. I wouldn't.
No, definitely not. I mean, Pleasant Hill didn't get 16-4 by accident.
Right.
And so we'll see what the second half of action holds in store. And Pleasant Hill going to inbound to start. Dutton for Weimer. She'll have a look inside. It's cleared out. And it is taken away defensively by the Challengers. Arce out of backcourt. She'll glide to the hoop.
That was nice.
One.
That was crazy.
Angelica Arce with the hoop and the harm. And the Challengers lead by 20. Angelica now with a couple of buckets to her credit on the night. Also plays soccer in the fall.
Looks like she has 5 points on the night.
Yeah.
It said she had 4, and I didn't want to do the jinx.
No, you don't. Coach Mack would never let you live it down. And meanwhile, ball tipped out of bounds, but Billies keep possession as Crawford gets ready to inbound. Weimer with it, working against Arce. Slips the defender, and now Hawkins. Hawkins has a good look, and she takes advantage.
Looks like timeout, Billies, full timeout.
Trinity Hawkins with 5 points on the evening. Timeout on the floor. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. And while I do a little bit of live read action here, maybe we'll always see a little bit of the we always try to see if we can't get the cheerleaders in action, and they're over way to our right. There we go. Fall sports action and winter sports action, for that matter, is brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Jeep Dodge Chrysler, where you can get great deals on the lot or at lithiasuperstore.com, and by Rogue Credit Union, with locations throughout Southern Oregon to serve you. Maybe you're thinking you might be a little thirsty after the game. Before or after the game, it's a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. Dutch Bros gives back to the communities they serve in support of kids and local efforts to help others. Dutch Bros.
Who doesn't love Dutch Bros?
Well, everybody has their favorites.
Right.
But
A lot of
they're on
people
my
do
list.
like Human Being.
Yeah.
A lot of people like Black Rock, but
yeah,
I think it's a high school kid. I think the high school kids, Dutch Bros is their favorite.
Well, one of the things I like, and we just talked about there, is a lot of the community stuff that they do.
Yep. It makes a big impact to some people.
Well, I'll tell you, I can remember way back in the day when the Boersma brothers were just a little drive-up cart on 7th Street in Grants Pass, and what they've grown. And, of course, as McCauley shoots, misses the jumper. Hawkins there with the rebound. But, Dane Boersma ended up dying from ALS.
Right.
And, of course, they've done a lot of
giving back.
Yes, fundraising over the years for that. And they also involve, they'll do fundraisers for the kids and that kind of thing.
Which is great.
And they've actually sponsored Cascade Christian's holiday basketball tournament time or two.
Yes, they have.
Billy's with the basketball, trailing 28-9. There with the look, lefty jumper by Stapleton. Can't get it to go. Isabel McCauley tries to make a play for it, and maybe that is where discretion would have been the better part of valor and just let it go.
Right.
So the challengers now with the steal. McCauley got it that time. She'll work out a backcourt, coast to coast, misses the shot. Crawford with the rebound.
Oh, run out.
And there goes Dutton. Dutton lays it up and in.
That was a tough layup. Izzy ran right under her right at the right time, and she still managed to put the ball in the bucket.
Well, and Dutton was pretty deep there on that attempt as well. Coates going to fire from three.
Looks like her hand got hit or that ball was tipped.
So some good defense here from the Billies to try to get themselves back in the contest. Stapleton working against Coates, 23 against 23. Crawford way out high. Dutton, Weimer, 15 to go on the shot clock. And now Stapleton with the drive, kicks it out. Shot from the corner, a little bit long. Izzy tips it over to Angelica. Now up the floor, Emma Coates and Grace McCauley. Coates swings it for Arce. And now they'll work it to Jones. Jones as she tries to make a move. And right now, with Jones with 4 on the point, kind of a quiet evening for so far.
Yes.
But then again, I noticed that she is a flow of the game type of player.
Yes, she is.
And that's smart.
Right.
Jones with the basketball. Sometimes if you're tall enough, like Austin Maurer, you can force it a little bit. And there from 3! Arce buries it.
She can really shoot the ball.
Yes, she can. Angelica with 8 in the game.
I don't know. From up here, it looked like it was off the. It looks like it was off Carson Stapleton's foot, but maybe Mr. Getman didn't see that down there.
That is right. That's a Getman down
there.
The part of the crew.
One of those 17. What is it? 16 or 17 of them?
Yeah, 16. Well, I've been around long enough that I got to see the last of the Getmans come through the system, like Jake and Tim.
Yep, Tim.
And here the Billies get ready to inbound. Checking into the game, Julia Brem. And we got a 30-second timeout called. I've gotten a little behind on these, so I'm going to catch up a little bit if I can. Table Rock Sports thanks our great sponsors, including John L. Scott Real Estate, our scoreboard sponsors, and our longtime friends from Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less in Southern Oregon. Also, remember that for over 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon. Whether it's auto or residential, Bill's Glass covers the complete spectrum. Bill's Glass in Medford, Ashland, and Grants Pass. When you hear that crash, think Bill's Glass. So now you're working with the Lopes women's basketball program.
Yes.
What are they up to this weekend?
Yeah, they were on a trip in Seattle, and so as managers, we all kind of rotate in where we travel. So I went to Texas last week or 2 weeks ago when we played Abilene Christian and Tarleton State. So I got this weekend off, and they took a couple of other guys. So I wanted to come home and watch my brother play. It was great to watch him play last night. Spent some time with my family. But the girls played in Seattle, and on Thursday, it was Thursday. They played in Seattle on Thursday, and then we won by 38.
Wow.
And then played at Utah Valley today, which is top 3 team in our conference, and beat them by 12.
Now, are the Lopes top 25?
No, we're not top 25, but we are 21-2.
Wow.
So
well, they may have a little something when Women's March Madness comes up.
Right.
I know in previous broadcasts we've had you on, you've talked about you got some brilliant players over there.
Yeah, got a lot. We got a lot of. We're definitely an experienced team, with a lot of seniors and graduate students, but I'm excited to see how deep of a run we can make this year.
Meanwhile, the Challengers electing to be patient here. 31-11 the score. Julia Brem in the low post kicks it out. Coates short on the shot, but Izzy McCauley, good work on the boards.
That O board will get you every time. Have to crash the glass.
So now you have Coates with 9, Coates with 9, McCauley with 9, and Arce with 8.
Right. Great variety of people that have been scoring the ball tonight.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, high scorer Hawkins for Pleasant Hill. Grace McCauley back in the game as Angelica Arce comes out.
Looks like Grace is yet to get on the board tonight, but I mean, like we were talking about earlier, she's you know when she's in the game, no matter how much she's scoring, how much she's not. You still know she's the dirty work player, so
yeah,
you always know when she's in the game.
Out of back court, Celeste Jones, who's in the ball game, crosses the timeline, gets it for Stapleton, but there, Grace McCauley.
Yep.
As if on cue, on the shot a little bit long by the Billies. They'll go ahead and kick it out. Stapleton with the basketball, drives, shot from the corner.
Anna Crawford with the 2. That corner 2 can kill you.
She's got 4 in the game, and your score is 33-13. Morgan Samhammer getting ready to check in. High post, Brem kicks it out, Jones. Grace McCauley tries to make a move, and
that was a neat pass right in between her legs.
You don't see too much nutmegging going on.
No, you do not.
In basketball.
That was a nice layup.
Weimer with the bucket. The Billies trying to get a run going. And there, Coates on the miss. Stapleton. Pass broken up by Jones. Jones with the basketball, surveying the floor.
Can't leave her open.
Nope. But she'll do that.
You leave her. You can't leave a hand down when you're guarding her.
No, you cannot. So timeout called by the Challengers. We will take one as well. The Challengers lead in the ball game, 36-16. We'll be back after these messages.
One of the things I like most about working at the Ashland Food Co-op is that it's a partner with RVTD's Employer Pass program. It makes it super easy for me to get to work and save a ton of money. I play a lot of musical instruments. I bought my own tuba when I started working at the co-op. Sometimes I'll bring it into work to play for like my coworkers and the customers. When I bring my tuba onto the bus with me, it definitely gets a lot of heads turned and people will ask me, what's that thing? Why is it so big? RVTD is moving our community forward.
Don't miss the Start Something New sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 25 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Cascade Christian in the driver's seat here with 2:47 left to go in the third quarter of play. Challengers come out of the timeout. Morgan Samhammer, Grace McCauley, Jordan Jones, Izzy McCauley, and Emma Coates. Meanwhile, Celeste Jones out there along with Weimer. Also into the ball game is Josie Dudley, 5'1" junior guard. Also, I have Anna Crawford in there, flashing through the paint. Trying to work something inside. Weimer now to Crawford. Crawford across the paint, bounce pass, and Stapleton will let it fly. Misses the shot. Offensive rebound, however, by
step
Weimer.
back.
Stapleton can't get it to go. Challengers with the rebound. 2:09 left to go here in the third quarter of play. Jones will bring it out of backcourt. We'll swing it over for Coates. Coates working against the shorter defender, but there defensively, what that looked like, I think Jones there maybe with the play for the Billies.
It was.
1:50 to go in the third. Challengers lead by 21, 36-15. Taking the inbound, Izzy McCauley. McCauley pulls up inside with the left hand. She gets the roll. Izzy with 14 on the night. When you see ambidexterity from basketball, you know you got basketball players.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
Great pass.
Coates, couldn't get it to go.
That was a great pass. Hit her right in stride. Just couldn't finish.
So the Billies come away with it. Stapleton out of backcourt. And we'll have a whistle and a foul called against Cascade. That's going to go against Emma Coates. That'll be her third. Immediately her dad looks down the bench and Sienna Wilcox comes in. Sienna, junior guard. A twin, her brother, Mason Wilcox, also a student at Cascade. Josie with the basketball. Challengers still doing a good job of sealing off that interior. Jones, left of the top of the key. Down to about 13 seconds to go on the shot clock. The Billies trying to be patient here. They'll go ahead and dump it inside. Weimer, 2.
Yeah, that was a great layup by Brooke Weimer.
She's got
body
6 in the game.
Yes, might be the leading scorer.
Yes. And she has had a very productive evening tonight. Meanwhile, Izzy McCauley.
Wow. That was great. That was tough.
There was some degree of difficulty on that one.
Absolutely, with the left, too.
Meanwhile, Bryn Coppage getting ready to check into the Challenger lineup. She'll come in and let Isabel take a breather with 22 seconds left to go in the third. Well, that's something Coach Morse does a lot. Toward the end of a quarter, let maybe a top player get some rest, and then they, of course, get additional rest on the quarter break.
Right, I know he did that with Austin quite a bit when I was here.
Crawford. And with the basketball, Dudley taken away by...
Oh, just a little too long.
Coppage had 4 steals last night off the Challenger bench.
Really?
Buzzer sounds, and that'll end the third quarter of play. After 3 full, it's the Challengers 40 and the Billies 17. We'll be back in 1 minute.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys will have some more in the fold coming next year.
Absolutely.
Now we're here starting the fourth quarter. Challengers and the drivers seat here, leading 40-17. Looking at the Challenger lineup for you. Jones along with Will Cox, Coppage. Morgan Samhammer's in, along with Emma Coates. Bounce pass, Coppage up high. She'll pick up her dribble. She's double teamed. That means somebody's open. Jones tries to make a move. And Grace is there. Try to make a move. Can't get it to
Gets
go.
her own rebound, though.
Good hustle there. And then
looks like Jordan got hacked a couple times on that possession. Didn't get the call, but looks like she finally got it. So send it to the line.
And that will go against Brooke Weimer. And that'll be her third personal foul. That's probably somebody that Billy's coach, Paxton Miller, does not want to lose. Jones misses the first free throw attempt. She's got 4 in the game. She'll have another attempt coming. Second attempt on its way. That one goes. Challengers lead at 24. Stapleton with the basketball for Dudley. Dudley bounce pass. Now they're in the high post. Good look there. Jones can't get it to go, but she's fouled.
Yeah, she almost got it to go there. But looks like she'll still get 2 tries at it. So,
Rory Wold, State Farm Insurance, protecting your dreams in Oregon for over 30 years. Like a good neighbor, Rory Wold, State Farm Insurance. Jones with the free throw attempt on its way. Just a little bit long. Brem returns to the Challenger lineup. Emma Coates coming in. Grace McCauley. Jordan Jones coming out. 7:21 left to go in the ball game. Second attempt. That one's good. 41-18. Coates brings it out of backcourt. Emma trying to make a move as it tipped away by a defender. Coppage.
Oh, looks like, yep.
Makes a move to the hoop, and that'll send her to the free throw line.
I was going to say, the ball doesn't just move away like that.
No, it does not typically. So the 5'4" sophomore guard, and of course, well, were you and her brother Braden teammates at any point?
Yeah, my freshman year he was a senior.
And he was that guy, he was kind of like that team's Grace McCauley.
Yes, he was. He was definitely the dirty word guy. I see Braden a lot.
Pound for pound, one of the best rebounders off of that squad.
Absolutely. Did somebody get a technical?
Looks like it.
She makes them both. Leave her up there. Let her shoot 2 more.
Yeah.
She might get 4 straight here. Hey, look at that.
Bryn Coppage filling it up.
Yes, she is.
Now, don't tell Braden I said this.
Oh, no, I might have jinxed it. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
Don't tell Braden this, but I actually think maybe Bryn might be the better shooter.
Braden, if you're watching, I don't know about all that.
But I tell you what, he could knock him down. I remember in the state tournament, the 2020 tournament where the Challengers weren't supposed to make a run, and they ended up playing for the state championship.
Is that the year that they played
OES.
Yamhill? Oh, yes. And Yamhill would have been 2021. That because Yamhill was COVID year, if I remember.
Yeah. And anyway, I remember Brayton making a big 3 in that game.
Right.
Meanwhile, we got a tie-up on the floor. Wilcox is down there.
Looks like it's going to be Pleasant Hill basketball.
So they'll get it on the alternating possession off the tie-up. Crawford getting ready to inbound. And checking in for the Billies, wearing number 20, is Ashlyn Johnson. I believe this is her first appearance of the ball game. They'll feed the ball over Dudley. And now around the horn it goes to Stapleton. Dudley had a momentary opening, but again, good closure there by the Challengers defense. Stapleton makes a move. Can't get it to go there with the rebound is Julia Brem. Rolls in the direction of Sam Hammer, but she can't hang on. And now making her first appearance of the night, May Ferreira.
Yep.
Of course, her older sister Sophie was a soccer and a basketball player here at Cascade Christian.
Yeah, Sophie came through here. She was a big part of what they did back in when she played.
Assistant coach last year. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to let Becca put that camera on our cheerleaders, see what they'll do, and then I'm going to go ahead and get another announcement in here. Thanks to Lippert's Carpet One for supporting our live streams. 2 giant warehouses, design help, and certified flooring installers, Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass. Challengers looking to run their record to 14-4 in the season, and again with the Billies coming in here, riding a big long winning streak and being the number 4 in the power rankings. I'll tell you, one of the desired outcomes of this game, if you're the Challenger Brain Trust, is hoping that a win will help you in terms of a boost in the rankings.
Right. No, this is a big game for both teams.
Well, and it's the same thing that the boys face on the boys' side of things. I don't think I'm throwing shade on anybody to say that our leagues are not strong this year.
No, you're not.
So even like the boys went in number 5 into last night's game against Brookings Harbor. Unfortunately, Brookings Harbor at 3-16. That win really didn't do them very much.
Not at all.
So these non-conference games, tough opponents help you in that regard. Meanwhile, making a move to the hoop, Dutton.
That was a little bit of a late foul. Looks like they're going to give that to May Ferreira. Looks like from up here, it looks like she got all ball.
So for May, that'll be her first foul of the ball game. Dutton misses on the first free throw attempt. 6:16 left to go in the game. Second attempt, that one's a little bit long, and Brem picks up the rebound. Coates out of backcourt. She'll drive, glides to the hoop. A little hard on the attempt. Brem with the offensive rebound. They're going to call a held ball on the alternating possession. The Challengers get to keep it this time. Ferreira on the reception. Ball lost out of the low post. Stapleton with it. Just trying to make a move there against Coates. Loses the handle on the basketball. But Coates will be whistled for the foul.
Wow. Is that her 4th or 5th?
That'll be, I believe, number 4 for her. Izzy McCauley getting ready to check back in. So she'll go to the bench. 9 points in the ball game. 4 personal fouls. 5:54 left to go. Dudley in front of the Billy bench. Dutton. Johnston, and then now Stapleton. Feeds it. Now move to the hoop by Dutton, and we have a whistle and a foul underneath the Pleasant Hill basket.
Katie Dutton's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
And that foul will go against Julia Brem.
First one doesn't go.
So it remains 44-18. By the way, Coach Mack says we sound great.
Coach Mack, I appreciate it.
So, and he's up chauffeuring his wife and sisters-in-law.
Really? Where's he at?
Up in Portland.
There
He's
you
got
go.
a knee.
Hey!
Move to the hoop. May Ferreira. So it's 46-19 ball game. Yeah, he's got a niece that's expecting a baby soon, and
that's awesome.
So they're all up in the Portland area.
Good for them.
Stapleton, lefty shot. Looked good, but
it
didn't go. So it'll be Challenger basketball with 4:58 left to go in the ball game. McCauley, Ferreira on the drive to the hoop.
Oh! She almost got it there.
Yeah, she did. And it's funny how, working here at the school as I do, watching all y'all come up through middle school and stuff like that, and watch how y'all grow. I remember May was just a little bitty thing in middle school, and then she obviously shot up and hasn't quite caught Sophie yet, but has grown up to a good height. And now you talk about height, checking into the ball game, 6-foot freshman Kinley Davis.
Yes, looks like Kinley's getting her first minutes of tonight, which is great to see.
Ferreira, second attempt on its way.
She got it.
She gets the roll. You know what we call that, the Boston bounce.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what you heard back in the old day, the old Boston Garden. Their rims were as loose as a long-necked goose, and you get that and it'd fall. Billies get the basketball back. Skip pass. See number 11 in the game, and that is Isabel Hammond-Mendez. She's getting some minutes here late in the contest. Dump at low post. Hawkins tried to make a move against Davis.
She'll get it to go.
There you go.
Nice move.
Little education for the freshman.
Yes.
Get down there deep, and it's hard to really stop anybody with any degrees of size, such as Hawkins has.
Correct.
Arce, bounce pass. Now they're going to try to feed it inside for Davis. Brem fighting for the basketball.
Oh, she's going to shoot it.
And they're just a little bit short, but they're on the putback. May Ferreira.
May's balling out here.
Yeah, she is. 5 points in the ball game, and all of it coming here late in the contest. Checking in, Celeste Jones. Dutton will go ahead and take a seat on the Billy bench. 3:39 left to go. No, as far as I'm concerned, this will be, and I hope Billy fans don't take this as me counting my chickens before they're hatched. But I think this will be a big win for the Challengers.
Absolutely.
Arce with the basketball.
And to win it by as big as they are, it's going to help them out a lot.
Izzy McCauley with the basketball. Well, the thing you can see, there's a lot of good perimeter shooters on this Challenger team.
Yes, there is. They can all kind of shoot it.
Brem tries to feed it inside. Denied there. Good defense by Hawkins. And then she outlets for Hammond-Mendez. Dudley up the floor. Firing from the corner. Shot off to the right. And there to take the rebound, Angelica Arce. And Amelia Van Landingham getting ready to check into the ball game.
As well as Amelia Madden.
There you go. So some of the youngins going to get some time in the game.
Great to see.
Yes. Jones working the other way. 2:29 left to go in the ball game. Hammond-Mendez up to Dudley. Dudley's going to have to.
Oh, Izzy wants it.
Yep, Izzy's got the ball. It's like who wants to pass?
Oh, she's going to try and get the. Oh.
Kinley, now Brem with it.
Looks like both teams are in the bonus now.
Well, one thing you got to love about Brem's another one of those players, not unlike Morgan Samhammer, not unlike Grace McCauley, not unlike Amelia Van Landingham, is that they're scrappy inside.
Yes.
And Julia Brem, opportunity here. First free throw attempt is good. She took a couple of years off to focus on volleyball, and, you know, it's kind of taken her time to work herself into basketball shape and kind of, you know, work her way back into the swing of things. But I think that, especially for front court depth, her presence will be valuable.
Absolutely.
Out of the backcourt, Jones. Emma Mendez, she's going to let it fly. Shot just a little bit long. Madden with the rebound. Outlets for Ferreira. Quickly up the floor for Brem. Brem looking for Davison.
Ooh, that might have been touched.
Low post. I think so. Well, I was going to say, that ball, probably Austin might have been able to catch that. But
yeah, Coach Morse would have been happy with that pass to Austin every single day.
Yes. Out of backcourt, Jones with it. Skip pass. Now they'll feed. There's Hawkins in the high post. Can't get the shot to go. Davis fighting for the rebound. And the Billies keep possession. Hawkins going to try it again. Can't get it to go. Izzy McCauley out of backcourt. You can tell she's looking up floor for Van Landingham. Ferreira thinking about a three for a second, but there is Amelia. Can't get the shot to go. Defense there defensively for the Billies was Ashlyn Johnson.
Might have got a piece of the arm on that one, but maybe I can't see it as well as he can, so I shouldn't be saying anything.
Foul's going to go against Van Landingham. That'll be her first of the ball game. She missed some time due to injury early in the year, so she's kind of still working her way back into getting her sea legs. First free throw attempt by Johnson is good to make it 50-22. Second attempt, that one falls. 1:12 left to go in the ball game. McCauley will bring it out of backcourt. Swings it for Ferreira. Madden. Ferreira going to let it fly.
Ooh,
nothing but net.
Wow. She's balling today, Mr. McCoy.
She is. That's her season high of 8 points. Well, that's the thing. You look at, there's a lot of good multi-sport athletes on this team.
Yes, there is.
I mean, you got Van Landingham, who's a soccer player, Ferreira, soccer player, Izzy McCauley, excellent volleyball player. Madden, I believe she played some volleyball, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And then Jones, soccer player. Now we have a steal by the Billies. 18 seconds left to go in the ball game. Hammond Mendez. Some pressure there by Isabel McCauley. The swing it, shooting it is Johnson. Her shot long. Izzy McCauley there. And she's just going to let the time run out. And the Cascade Christian Challengers pick up the dub, run their record to 14-4 with a big non-conference victory against the number 4 in the state, Pleasant Hill Billies.
Big win.
Yeah, it is a big win for the Challengers. We're going to take a timeout, and when we return, we'll be back with the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role postgame show. That will follow here on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like, too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to Get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
All right, let's go, guys. 15 minutes. Get your stuff.
Bye, Mom.
Have a good day, guys. I don't know what happened.
Just next time, go a little slower and figure it out.
Okay, I get it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take the line.
Life is busy. Juggling everything can be overwhelming. We've all been there. So consumed with our own lives that we sometimes forget about what someone else might be going through.
Ref, come on! No, ref! There's no contact! I'm straight up! That is a terrible
So
goal.
keep it in perspective, because we're all hoping for the same thing, to be respected for who we are and what we do. Remember, no ref, no game. You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your.
Well, welcome back to the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Jim McCoy along with Kellen Klecker, member of 3 state championship basketball teams and a member of 3 state championship football teams. Have I missed anything?
I don't think you have. I think you got it. I think you hit the nail on the head.
All right. Well, he's in town and joins us tonight. And just your observations on the basketball game, because I can tell you that, well, I think this one's a feather in the cap of the Cascade Christian Challengers.
Yeah, great win by the Cascade Christian girls. I mean, I think they came out with knowing that this is their game. They're going to put the state on notice, show them who they are. And I think they did just that tonight. So I think that it was great to see them kind of come out, show how hard that they've been working all year, and show the state what they're about this year.
Well, what are some of the things that you think keyed the game early for them? It sure looked like they just kind of came out of the gate strong and ready to play a big game today.
Yes, it looked like they just came out they came out on their toes, wanting to be here, wanting to play, and it just showed. I mean, I think Pleasant Hill came out on their heels. Obviously, they had that 2.5-hour drive down from Eugene, so I think Cascade came out with the firepower of just we want to be here, we want to play, and we'll show you who we are.
All right, and we thank Mrs. Van Landingham for sending us the stats from today's game. So let me see here. She got me the Cascade side of things. And leading the way for the Challengers, Izzy McCauley. No real surprise there.
Right.
She had a pair of threes. And then Emma Coates, once again, solid effort with 9 points. Angelica Arce had 8 points. And then May Ferreira coming off the bench with 8. Julia Brem scored a bucket. Bryn Coppage went 3 for 4 at the charity stripe. And then Morgan Samhammer with a bucket. And Jordan Jones had 5. So a nice win for the Challengers, and a one that will no doubt serve them well as they try to. Because right now, you know how valuable those rankings are. How many times, well, you know as a football player, you know those days where like the year before where the Challengers had a great season, run the table, but because of strength of schedule ended up with a low seed.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of hard with the league not being as good as some of the other leagues around the state. So, but I mean, come out, compete every night. Anybody can beat anybody on any given night. So, still got to come out and play your game.
All right. Well, we thank you for joining us. The Know Your Role Sports post-game show. They're the sponsors for tonight's post-game. And visit travelmedford.org/knowyourrole to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. And learn about your sport ground where the West Coast comes to play. Well, that'll wrap things up here. We'd like to thank you for watching today's broadcast. Special thanks to Cascade Christian Athletic Director Nate Maben for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net and today's broadcast. And our special thanks to the head coaches, Monty Coley and Paxton Miller. Our next Table Rock Sports production featuring the Challengers will come up Tuesday night as the girls and the boys host Rogue River. And Coach Morris and the boys game going for win number 700.
Insane.
Yes, it is. The final score here is the Challengers 53, the Billies 23. This has been a special presentation of TableRockSports.net. Our executive producer is Joe Brett with Kellen Klecker. By the way, Kellen, great to have you in town this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome up here anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Mr. McCoy.
All right. Becca Miracle working the camera work, and we appreciate her efforts there and want to say thank you for watching. A good night from Cascade Christian High School in Medford, Oregon.